Lightning leads to a fire which destroys a traditional home in Tainan's Longqi mountain region. A survey finds Tzu Chi to be a popular charitable organization in Taiwan in the first half of 2021. I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Let's get started. A wildfire occurred in Tainan's Longqi mountain region, causing by lightning. An old traditional Taiwanese home and surrounding shacks were all destroyed. In the aftermath, 60 Tzu Chi volunteers showed up with cleaning tools to help out. Let's take a look.
This aerial shot shows the traditional home, and the forest behind it was destroyed by a fire, possibly caused by lightning.
Before the fire started, we heard a big boom of the thunder, and when we came out, the fire was already huge.
I told her that we need to run, but my wife said she still hasn't packed anything. I replied, we don't have time, we need to go. It's too dangerous to wait.
This fire lasted 3 hours and damaged metal shacks to wooden homes. City volunteers are now at the scene helping to clear debris, doing it carefully and since there's a beehive nearby.
It's such a huge hive, a couple of hundred of them living there, but we are being careful to avoid it. The homeowner is a little older, so if we can help to clean up his home a bit, then it will be easier for them manually.
After the fire, rain poured down and the home became a danger zone. Thankfully, volunteers have plenty of experience in cleaning up after a fire. A local resident even brought his daughter to come help clean up this home.
It was such a severe disaster, so we wanted to help. By finishing up this difficult task, we'll feel so proud of ourselves. It's very messy right now, but if we just continue on, we can clean it all up.
Thank you to the volunteers for the help. Without them, I would not be able to clean it up on my own.
The homes in this area are close to one another. Their narrow alleyway is difficult to get in and out by vehicle. The wheelbarrow comes and goes to clear away debris, as 60 Tzu Chi volunteers help this homeowner to clean up the home after the fire, becoming the best support system she can receive at this time.
After COVID broke out, Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center went into tribal villages to assist with COVID screening. Colleagues were able to speak indigenous languages to help elders carry out screening. The spread of COVID has yet to hinder the determination of medical care volunteers to enter the community. The population of Hualien Township and Hualien County is about 15,000. More than 90% are indigenous members of the Turoko tribe. The hospital specially arranged colleagues who can speak this ethnic language to assist with public health communication.
I had to come and help them facing the pandemic together. After all, I'm of the Turoko tribe, so I feel that coming here is sort of serving my family.
An elderly person was afraid of COVID screening. Although she had already arrived at the site for screening, she still resisted.
She said she heard from villagers that after the quick swab test would cause her nose to swell up and it would be very painful, so she didn't want to do the test. She was ready to go to the last step of screening, but she collapsed when she was about to go to the inspection process. Then she cried until she couldn't speak anymore. Of course, she couldn't be forced to do it or be stern with her. I could only lead her by sitting next to her. In fact, there's another colleague who's also a Turoko tribe member who speaks the ethnic language. And later, this woman let down her defenses and agreed to do the screening check.
Then
I'll wait for the next person to come, and I'll accompany this grandmother to take a look and see the person leave without any pain or crying. He left and there was nothing wrong with his nose, and then the grandmother said okay, and I took her hand and held it. Someone held her head, and she didn't struggle when going through the process. I really explained everything to her. The most important thing was speaking to her in her native language. I think that let her feel more relaxed, and that was the key for her to let her defenses down.
被心下来的一个很大的关键。
Maybe it's the skin color or my ability to speak the ethnic language. This let me become closer to them, and I can also help my medical team like this. So holding her hand gave her the feeling that I was a member of her family. So I held hands with her, and through the process of communication, her anxiety was greatly relieved.
感恩感谢大家平安，sayang Gisu maranatha nalu nilu aluni karena itao datang dua pendahanganak kiani terluka yadai terluka daun.
For elderly persons, they might not be very clear about screening, such as having to stand or turning to the side. It's still very unclear to them, so the whole process might not be so smooth.
顺利哈。隔一天我们就赶。
The next day, we quickly recorded a video with the sound that could be played while they were waiting. This will explain everything to them step by step, with pictures to explain everything.
是这个部分。
Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center supported this community quick screening station for 4 consecutive days. A total of nearly 2,000 villagers were screened. In the hot summer, they must wear airtight protective clothing, which compounds the hard work of doctors and nurses.
The first day and the second day were both 37 degrees to 36 degrees Celsius and 37 degrees Celsius to 36 degrees Celsius. So on the first day when I came back, I had a heat stroke. My personal experience going out to do pandemic prevention work taught me the protective equipment is not ventilated at all, and the outdoor temperature is 37 degrees, making it incredible that people are still willing to do this.
COVID is proving to be unpredictable, and many are working without fear on the front line, doing the vital duty of frontline medical workers. Mr. Li, a Tzu Chi care recipient in Changhua, lives with his daughter. He has a pair of skillful hands and can make all kinds of handicrafts, such as seeds which become lifelike ants. Changhua volunteers brought the items back to Hualien for Master Cheng Yen to view. He was amazed by his creation. Take a look. The small corner of the living room is Mr. Li's studio. The pen-shaped engraving machine and the hand carves each seed. This little black ant is about 5 centimeters in length and is composed of 5 different seeds.
The place where they are connected is made of white iron wire. The other parts are all seeds. Its feet are a foxtail palm. It's this kind of seed, and it's threaded to make its feet and its tentacles.
The silk fibers are pulled out from the seeds of foxtail palm and becomes tentacles and feet, which are very delicate. In late July, Changhua Tzu Chi volunteer Zheng Lingju returned to Hualien with these seed ants, and Master Cheng Yen loved it.
它是手工做的，它是用什么做啊？种子啊！师傅在那讲，一生无量，一粒种子啦，它可以生无量。
Mr. Li, 50, raised his daughter alone. He had a difficult life, and volunteers accompanied him all the way to regain his confidence.
It's also because of his daughter. He now has a goal of his own as he works very hard to create his work. He was also licensed to be a street performer.
I'm very grateful to Sister for helping us and allowing us to slowly get off this low point. I feel that there is now hope in life.
Over the years, he has studied art, and his works are very diverse. He believes his pair of skillful hands can now create a happy life for him and his daughter. In Taiwan, the Tzu Chi Foundation is the most discussed charity organization in the first half of this year. This is due to Tzu Chi's treatment of COVID patients, delivering medical supplies to hospitals in need, and the purchase of BNT vaccines to be donated to the government. Let's take a look.
特别要感谢正言上人的全力支
We
持。
want to thank Dharma Master Cheng Yen's support and Tzu Chi Foundation's kind gesture.
The 5 million doses of BNT vaccines purchased by Tzu Chi are expected to arrive in September. They'll be donated to the government for the public to get vaccinated. Therefore, many people will think of Tzu Chi when asked about impressive charity organizations.
Tzu Chi, because it purchased 5 million doses of BNT vaccines, it is very positive. It is very good.
It should be Tzu Chi. It did a lot to benefit the public. Then he also helped out with purchasing vaccines.
Digital data analysis platform has conducted a survey regarding organizations that spread positive energy in the first half of the year. They've collected data from comments in news media, social media, seminars, and blogs. They found that among charity organizations, Tzu Chi was mentioned nearly 40,000 times, reaching the highest in terms of internet exposure.
After the pandemic broke out locally, Tzu Chi Foundation's discussion volume has been gradually increasing in internet social media. On June 26th, when President Tsai and Dharma Master Cheng Yen held a video conference, it reached another peak, 3,869 comments.
Tzu Chi purchased vaccines, donated pandemic prevention supplies, and set up screening stations. When the pandemic was severe, volunteers sent meals to medical workers and delivered care packages to disadvantaged families. In addition, Tzu Chi has donated brand new laptops to children who do not have computers so they can join online courses.
Volunteers throughout Taiwan and overseas have accumulated the good work bit by bit. Of course, we continue to carry out the good work as it is our responsibility.
Tzu Chi volunteers have carried out a variety of activities, alleviating people's suffering and benefiting the society, made a positive energy calm people's anxious minds during the pandemic period.
Thailand's Changhua Tzu Chi School is the first overseas Tzu Chi school. For 16 years, it has received numerous awards and honors. Recently, the school held a video conference with Dharma Master Cheng Yen, where alumni shared their feelings for the school and their mission.
Back then, the poverty alleviation team went to Chinese villages and discovered that education resources were lacking, especially Chinese schools. How can we help them improve their lives and help them leave the mountainous areas? This depends on education.
Taiwan 新办的第一所实地学校。
今天非常开心，邀请施工上人到台北行脚，请施工上人和施工师伯到校园看一看，请施工上人跟着我们慢慢走哦。
量体温，检查口罩。
As the pandemic situation in Thailand changes, the school is adapting. We want to arrange a video conference with the master so the master can feel at ease. In the second part, we have special emphasis on the sharing of alumni. The alumni will share their feelings for the school and their expectations and missions for themselves.
期许还有自己的使命。
处处感恩，处处感恩，人人感恩。
在这个培训活动中，我有机会。
In the training session, I did oral interpretation. For me, it was very challenging. This experience allowed me to demonstrate my translation abilities. It has also motivated me to continue improving my skills.
激了我继续提升自己的能力。
6、7、8、9、10。
In fact, online teaching is very challenging for us teachers, so I will use different software to ensure the students can learn with a different atmosphere. The main goal is for them to learn Chinese and English happily on the internet.
学中文和英文。
就是你去问为什么这个部分，我为什么要来台湾念书？大家有没有很好奇？
In high school, I received boarding subsidies for 3 years. I've always wanted to know who gave it to me. At a gratitude event on the night before my senior high school graduation, I was very excited. I've been looking for him for 3 years and I found him. I was filled with gratitude. I'm grateful that this uncle has helped me pursue an education. The person I found is in this picture, Father Wang.
就是照片里的这一位王爸爸。
Why did the master build a school here? She wanted to help the children walk out of the mountains and turn their lives around. This way they can live a fulfilling life, so Shunqing can tell everyone that she has created a cycle of kindness. She can testify that this is the result of how Tzu Chi has overcome difficulties to build the school.
既立在那一片土地，就要发愿顶的那一片天，要承担责任。唯有教育呢，能发挥最大的希望，培育人才，真正是真感恩啊！
Tzu Chi's Thailand chapter has sent out medicine kits from July of this year to allow mild COVID patients to be treated in home quarantine. Volunteers also sent living supplies to disadvantaged people, hoping to tide them over during the pandemic together.
Antipyretics, andrographics capsules, 6 kinds of medicines are being packed into boxes one by one, getting ready to be mailed to asymptomatic COVID patients or green group patients. Incorporating Western and Chinese medicine, the doctor team of the medical clinic hosted by Tzu Chi Thailand chapter launched the Deliver Medicine of Love event, hoping to alleviate patients' pain when they are waiting to be admitted to hospital.
This situation will only make patients' condition worse, so the free clinic of the Thailand chapter seized this opportunity to start medicine delivery services, hoping to ease the pain and they can recover as soon as possible.
I look for hospital beds everywhere. Even mobile hospitals have no vacancy, so I can only quarantine at home. I have no more fever now, only cough, sputum, and runny nose. It's very good for Tzu Chi to send us medicine because I have just run out of medicine.
People requesting medicine can provide positive test results through social media, and then fill out an online questionnaire to reveal if they have any symptoms such as chronic diseases or drug allergies. Then the pharmacist of the free clinic will dispense the medicines for the patients according to the doctor's prescription.
If the patients are asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic, we will treat them according to their symptoms. For example, if they have a fever, or just take an anti-fever medicine. Tzu Chi's medicine kit provided to patients is just the same as other hospitals or hotel-style hospitals.
The pandemic in Thailand is still spreading, so the volunteers actively prepare living packages for members of the public. Since 2020, they have assisted more than 80,000 households in various communities and will continue the distribution in the future.
We send out love and warmth to everyone, hoping to accompany everyone tide over this pandemic.
We will send these living supplies to the elderly, the disabled, and impoverished. Because of them belong to the disadvantaged group, I am very grateful to Tzu Chi for providing these living supplies to ease the residents' suffering.
In addition, volunteers also help caring for frontline healthcare workers who work tirelessly every day to treat the increasing number of COVID patients. They delivered vegetarian lunch boxes to several hospitals in Bangkok, hoping to provide the best energy replenishment for the medical staff.
Every staff member in the hospital work together to protect the physical and mental health of patients. The lunch boxes you gave allow us to concentrate more on our duties.
In Malaysia, refugees and immigrant workers are facing financial difficulties and food shortage due to the pandemic. Kota Tinggi Tzu Chi volunteers have collected aid supplies from shop owners to distribute to families in need. Here's more.
Double checking the supplies on the list, volunteers have collected these supplies from shop owners.
I'm grateful that some kind-hearted people have worked with Tzu Chi to purchase these supplies for distribution. Aid supplies include rice, oil, salt, eggs, and potatoes. These are convenient to eat. Due to the pandemic, these refugees have lost their jobs and face shortage of food. I hope this distribution can help them get through this difficult time.
情况，希望这一次的发放能补助暂时缓缓他们在断食的状况咯。
The aid recipients are refugees and immigrant workers. Due to the pandemic, they have lost their jobs and face shortage of food.
By saving coins every day, we can help less fortunate people. I cannot pay my rent as I have lost my job. I have not had work for 4 months. I'm very grateful to receive Tzu Chi's help. Thank you for lessening my financial burden.
Saya sangat berterima kasih, sangat meringankan beban saya.
I have a wife and children. I have not eaten for 3 days as I have no work. I have not received outside assistance. I have not eaten for 3 or 4 days already. Today, some of the aid recipients are single mothers and people who brought their children. When they received the aid supplies, they showed their smiles. As I serve these people, I feel motivated to help out.
Volunteers have gathered people's strength to help the needy and created a cycle of love in society.
In Malaysia, Penang Jingsa Book and Cafe cooperates with restaurants to provide 100 vegetarian lunch boxes every day for hardworking medical staff. Restaurant operators willingly respond, hoping medical staff can fall in love with vegetarian food. Let's take a look.
100 vegetarian lunch boxes every day are the masterpieces of the chefs.
As of we are Malaysians, a curry dishes representing our Malaysia's signature dish for all regions. We thank you, the frontliners and doctor, fight again in front, take care all the patients for us. Take care we all in safe.
I believe all the medical officers and the frontliners will be very stressful days, which is to maintain our safety. So it will be very very good opportunity to us to serve them during this pandemic time.
Promoting vegetarianism and expressing gratitude made the medical staff look forward to lunch every day.
Good nutrition and also tasty vegetarian food to the non-vegetarian to make them aware that vegetarian food can be as tasty as it.
It has been a tremendous help to the frontliners as they are unable to go out to buy food due to the busyness in the wards.
The vegetarian food provided by Tzu Chi is the best, tastes better than non-vegetarian food.
Penang Jingsi Book and Cafe cooperate with the food industry to solve the meal problem of the medical staff so that they can eat safely and healthily.
In December last year, a Formosan black bear was caught in a boar trap in Tainan County. His right forelimb was injured, requiring a partial amputation. After 8 months of rehabilitation, he was finally able to be released into the wild. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.